Blacklist Hunter here, and today we got an exciting what if fight in Hunter x Hunter, and that is a battle to the death between Zeno Zoldyck and Biscuit Kruger. These two are at the highest scale of nen mastery, extremely strong and very sharp individuals. We have Zeno, a man who has honed his abilities in several decades in a profession where many die young, an assassin who always goes for the swift kill, a master tactician with tremendous experience, and a lethal fighter who would not lose and submit to anyone in battle except against a few number of exceptional individuals and legendary nen users such as Netero. On the other hand, we got Biscuit, a old woman who has achieved many things in her journey and is a respected double-star hunter with immense experience in the Shingen-ryu martial arts technique, a outstanding teacher of the art of nen. She has an innocent appearance which would fool most average people, but she possesses skill that would take out even the most seasoned practitioners of aura manipulation. First of all, if Zeno met Biscuit while she is in her youthful appearance, I believe Zeno would instantly tell that she is quite strong and formidable, as we have Hisoka the magician who noticed she was a nen teacher in an instant, even though Biscuit was acting all innocent. So basically, it's not like Biscuit would outsmart Zeno by first fighting in her innocent form and getting the upper hand by suddenly transforming and surprising him. I personally believe Zeno is even more clever and perceptive than Hisoka due to his incredible experience and foxish keen eye to notice things immediately. Zeno is beyond and above anyone else in the series apart from a few people. He is without a doubt the strongest emitter user aside from Meruem, but extremely capable in using transportation, possibly even other affinities such as enhancement at the highest level. Now Biscuit is a transmuter, and just like Zeno, she is extremely capable in her category but also highly skilled at the other affinities. So both of these individuals are abnormal users of nen because they are just too good at it, above 70% of all people in the world. I want to discuss their intelligence first and certain indications of their level of intellect. Zeno came face to face with a nen genius like Crollo and immediately was able to understand what he was trying to do, and he came up in the spot with a perfect counter attack. He deduced Crollo's nen affinity, how many conditions he has to fulfill to steal their abilities, and why he cannot do so in their battle. While Biscuit, when she first met Hisoka, she was able to instantly tell that Hisoka was lying, and I call that a feat because it shows she is so extremely sharp and she is in fact a master deceiver. Also, the fact that she could tell Hisoka is pretty strong does show she can measure somebody's strength, and not everyone is capable of such a feat. Biscuit furthermore is really perceptive, as she could tell the weak points of the monsters in Greed Island in an instant, while Gon and Killua couldn't at all. Beyond that, she could tell on how Bomber utilized his abilities and came up with a counter plan for Gon to use in an instant. Both Zeno and Biscuit are analytical, cold as ice in combat, very tactical and extremely knowledgeable about even the deepest secrets of nen. I mean, shooting an aura dragon to send Netero and Meruem kilometers away by flying is not an easy nen feat achievable by anybody. Biscuit is such an incredible teacher and hunter that being a double-star stone hunter means that a student of hers has already gotten to the 1-star level. Thanks to Biscuit, Gon and Killua improved to incredible heights in the Greed Island phase that even Hisoka stated that they have grown quite a bit and they must have found a great nen teacher. To teach somebody in something and make them achieve great results means that Biscuit is incredibly highly skilled at using nen. I mean, she even developed methods of training for different nen affinities that work in enhancing and progressing nen mastery further and further above. Both Zeno and Biscuit are experts at every advanced application of nen. The thing that puts Zeno above Biscuit that Biscuit hasn't shown yet is the usage of N. Zeno is able to extend his aura while using N to a radius of 300 meters, while we have to keep in mind that a nen master can extend only to about 50 meters. That in itself is something extraordinary because only Pito has surpassed Zeno in this skill of nen in the show so far. So Zeno is a monster, but perhaps even Biscuit can extend probably above above 50 meters because she is indeed a great Nen master. In fact, she can outperform Nen masters. One thing I'm positive they can both use regarding Nen is that both can shoot an aura blast from the palm of their hand. Zeno displayed this while fighting Chrollo and blasting him away, while Biscuit used this to elevate herself while teaching Gon. If we talk about pure strength based and judging from the real physique of Biscuit, it's clear she has the upper hand on Zeno. Although I wouldn't say Zeno isn't strong physically, the thing is he is clearly losing in a hand-to-hand close combat with Biscuit simply because she is a master of martial arts Shinran Ryu Kung Fu style. Although Zeno did display some quick and swift attacks in close combat with Chrollo that he managed to slash Chrollo's cheek, Biscuit has trained all her life polishing her martial arts skills against capable opponents. Even Binold acknowledged Biscuit's incredible physical strength, stating that her flesh is forged like steel and that she has reached the upper physical limits thanks to her years of training. Binold was impressed and he requested the duel, resulting in Biscuit instantly putting him down with just a few clean moves, and furthermore Biscuit states that she would have killed him if it was an end battle. Biscuit also fought Bara and he couldn't even get a hit on her, and the only punch he did land, Biscuit allowed him to do so, and then she transformed into her true form and with a single punch she knocked him out completely, which means she is incredibly strong physically. I think she is above Zeno in this aspect. Both Zeno and Biscuit knew Netero and were friends with him, and possibly Biscuit, just like Zeno, has sparred in a Nen battle with the former chairman. If we talk about pure speed, Zeno was keeping up with the insanely fast movements of Chrollo and Silva, while Biscuit followed Gon and Killua all at long distance, many kilometers, without even showing fatigue, and she even got praised by them. Biscuit also was the only one to avoid Razor's shot in an impressive reaction speed while only getting disqualified just because the ball hit her skirt. So basically both Zeno and Biscuit are insanely fast even though they are beyond their prime. Zeno is around 10 years older than Biscuit, but both of these individuals have immense fighting IQ and they are very perceptive. However, if we take a look at what Nen feats Zeno has displayed and all his various abilities, he is clearly superior to Biscuit, who has only displayed a Nen ability that is focused on recovery after training or getting a year's worth of aura training in 1 month. Unless Biscuit has another Hatsu which is more suited for combat, I think Zeno got the upper hand, and I'll explain why. For example, a person trying to close the distance on Zeno and land a punch on him would probably never work. Zeno's Dragon Head and Dragon Lance abilities are so versatile that getting close to him to actually land some hits would be quite difficult. We saw how Zeno used Dragon Lance against Chrollo with incredible speed and precision, keeping him on the defensive at all times, even though he was trying to get close to Zeno. I am of the opinion that Zeno, just because he is so versatile, has a chance of actually beating Chrollo, while Biscuit, even though she might be more skilled at using Nen than Chrollo, overall doesn't possess the ability, based on what we have seen, to actually counter the various disposal of abilities Chrollo has. Unless Biscuit is hiding her true ability that is more complex or better suited for combat and offensive purposes, I don't see how she can take out Zeno. Of course she is way stronger physically, but strength isn't everything. I am of the opinion that Zeno is even more intelligent and skilled than her, although she is very close to his level of keen intellect. One moment that impressed me is that Biscuit felt Binold's bloodlust in an instant while Gon and Killua didn't even realize, while Zeno on the other hand felt Silva falling from the sky while he was aiming to crush Cheeto. Zeno is the man who was handpicked by Netero himself to actually separate the King of the Ants from his royal guards, and the feat of Dragon Dive is probably the most legendary one in the series, showcasing the extreme skill of level of Nen usage by Zeno, making hundreds of aura dragons rain at insane speed, covering the whole area. Such incredible aura that even Peter was excited the moment her aura made contact with the old assassin. Biscuit has pure physical strength enhanced with aura that make her deadly in close combat because she has a lifetime fighting masters in perhaps various dojos, but I refuse to believe that Zeno Zoldyck hasn't fought people, for example Uvogin, and failed to assassinate them. Zeno has a lifetime taking out targets, and he has fought Nen masters of Chrollo's level on different circumstances. Zeno's experience combined with his keen perception and level of tactics is what makes him dangerous. Although Biscuit is quite sharp and skilled, I don't see how she, with what she has displayed, can take out Zeno. All the NAND applications she has displayed, Zeno can do them all, and probably even at a higher level. The man made dragons rain, and he sent a aura dragon flying kilometers away from the palace. So unless Biscuit is close in the distance and manages to land some good hits on Zeno, backed up with some significant aura power, she isn't taking Zeno out. In a one-on-one fight, let's say in a wasteland, I feel like Zeno would be 2 steps ahead of her and consequently defeat her in high difficulty. I'm not saying Zeno can defeat her at every environment. I'm not saying Zeno can defeat Biscuit easily. Biscuit is clearly on that next level and she is very smart and very perceptive. However, I do think, considering Zeno's age, he is more experienced, he has been in more dangerous circumstances than her. His dragon head combined with dragon lance is so versatile to use. It can be used for defensive and offensive purposes, and perhaps Zeno has even more deadly ways to use this ability. Biscuit's current arsenal of abilities doesn't seem to do the work against Zeno unless she is hiding her true strength and a deadly ability, or to put simply, a trickier and more efficient ability for combat.